Hey, Kentucky, welcome back. Time to talk a few more topics now. First up, Louisville's public workers and the unions who represent them are waiting to see what Mayor Greg Fisher will do after he signed off on a state of emergency declaration last month, allowing him to shuffle employees to other departments if needed during the response to the coronavirus pandemic. Keith, I think a lot of cities are doing this and trying to figure out their way.
Yeah, and I think it's a great idea. Hopefully the unions are open to it, which sounds like they may not be anyway, be able to. They are going to have to be open to it. But I think it's great because you can find workers to do other jobs that they need to do. And as they said in Louisville, they'll still get paid their rates and their union stays intact. All
right, a new report shows that women in Kentucky are still earning, on average, 21% less in comparison to their male counterparts. The state's gender pay gap has bumped up slightly since 2010, an increase of 1.6%. That's pennies, Keith. Listen, you came in after me. Were you making 20% more than I was?
I don't know, but I will say this. You would be able to rant further on this than I can, but I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Don't understand this at all and how it's even still happening
Why is
to
it
this
still
day.
a thing?
I feel like it's 1950 when we talk about numbers like this.
And it's not. It's 20%. Like, that's a significant.
Unreal.
I don't understand it at all either. All right, with April being Stress Awareness Month and the coronavirus becoming America's biggest stressor in 2020, the personal finance website Wallet Hub released a new report about the most stressed states. Kentucky comes in at number 7 based on factors like average hours worked per week, to personal bankruptcy rate, to share of adults getting adequate sleep. Keith, I think everyone is going to be in a state of stress for right now.
For sure. I mean, the majority of us will be. I mean, we've already heard the numbers on unemployment, and that's going to be stress enough, and just the stress of going out every time that you leave your house when you have to go somewhere. I mean, there's definite stress going on right now.
Yeah. All right. It would seem there's a little cause for stress at the gas pump, at least when it comes to the cost. Kentucky now ranks 4th in the nation for the least expensive gasoline, with prices taking another 11-cent dive over the past week to land at $1.58 a gallon. That's down 67 cents from just a few weeks ago. Keith, I haven't needed to fill my car with gas in like 2 weeks because I just am not going anywhere. But I do see the signs and it just blows my mind.
Well, this is all great, but where was it when I was going on vacation last year? You know, now who cares? I'm staying at home.
We're not driving anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
I know. All right. Well, there's an unusual story from Logan County where a crashed drone was discovered on the roof of the county jail last week. And since the owner didn't contact the jailer, he suspects the drone could have been used to drop off drugs, a cell phone, or other contraband, or for surveilling the facility. So, Keith, my question is, if it was to drop off drugs, how did they get up onto the roof to get the drugs from the drone?
Well, no, my guess was it was like trying to fly to a cell window, right?
Okay.
And somehow got too high, clipped, went down onto the roof. But I'm also thinking maybe it's just some kids messing around and it landed there. And who's going to go ask for it back if you're a younger kid?
Exactly. Not at the jail either. No. All right. After a season filled with awards for UK hoop star Ryan Howard, some say the Women's Basketball Coaches Association shortchanged her by selecting her as honorable mention, leaving her off the 10-player first-team list they released last week. Keith, not just some say, literally everyone says. Matthew Mitchell went on a huge rant about this.
As he should. And it makes no sense because I gave credit to the coaches on the men's side because they picked some of the right players, because you think they see them, they know them. How does that not happen on the women's side?
There were 2 other SEC players on that list of 10, and yet she was the SEC Player of the Year.
Yes.
Hard to figure that out.
I don't know.
All right. Good news here. Former Kentucky men's basketball coach Eddie Sutton has officially been elected to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame after his 7th go-round as a finalist. The news drew praise from Rick Pitino, who replaced him following the scandals with the NCAA, and former UK players, including Rex Chapman. Keith, this is a good thing.
I think it's a great thing. I really do. And I think it's maybe a little bit overdue because he really racked up the wins. And I know there was a scandal involved, but it was also maybe in a time when a lot of that stuff was going on and a lot of people didn't get caught.
Now, Joby Hall needs to get into the Naismith Hall of Fame. I mean, come on. All right. Tonight's wrap-up is next as Hey Kentucky continues.